Hi everyone! After providing information about organic and conventional agriculture in the last video, I wanted to take this time to describe a framework that I find helpful when deciding what food to eat and where to source it from. To start, I'm going to lay out a series of strategies that you can implement and progress through in your efforts to eat more sustainably. First, try limiting the number of processed foods that you consume. Most chips, sodas, processed snacks, and other packaged foods come from processed corn and soy that are grown on large-scale conventional farms. Instead, try purchasing and cooking with whole foods that are not processed or processed minimally, such as whole grains or raw fruits and vegetables. By reducing your processed food purchases and instead purchasing more whole foods, you will be reducing your reliance on industrial agriculture, reducing waste, and you'll also be in more control of the nutritional content and freshness of your meals. Also, this strategy may be cheaper in the long run because healthier processed foods tend to be more expensive than their whole food counterparts. Next, try eating seasonally. Eating seasonally means eating foods at the same time that they're grown in your local area. The conditions of each season determine the types of produce that can be grown at that time. Therefore, as the seasons change, the produce that you have access to in your local area will change as well. Guides for eating seasonally can be found online. It's also likely that through eating seasonally, you'll be eating locally. By purchasing local produce, you are not only choosing to support local farmers, but you're also reducing the emissions that are associated with the long-distance transportation of produce. Another step you can take is to integrate organic foods into your diet. If you're interested in this, remember that it does not have to be all or nothing. Consider starting out purchasing a few fruits or vegetables organic. For this, the Dirty Dozen list might be a helpful guide. This list is available online and includes the crops that are found to have the highest levels of pesticide residue. To limit your exposure to pesticide residue and to limit your support of the heavy application of pesticides on these crops, consider purchasing these crops organic. In discussing these different options, it's important to make clear that eating organic is only one of the many things that consumers can do to eat more sustainably. It is not the only option, nor is it financially viable for all community members. Limiting processed food purchases, as well as purchasing seasonal and locally grown produce, are all sustainable options. Whether or not you're choosing to purchase organic produce, what's most important is that you're thinking critically about what food you're eating and where that food is coming from. Alright, so now that you have a sense of what types of food you'd like to purchase, let's dive into how you can source that food more sustainably. First, try growing your own produce. You can start small by planting an herb garden or planting leafy greens in a pot on a front windowsill or on a front porch. Seeds and potting soil can be found in the nursery section of your local hardware store. As you become more comfortable with planting and growing your own food, consider growing your garden space or try growing new crops. For the food you don't grow, consider shopping at a farmer's market. Farmers markets are a way for local farmers and other vendors to sell their products, which can range from fruits and vegetables to baked goods and mushrooms. Both organic and conventional produce is sold by farmers at the markets. For all consumers, whether you're purchasing organic or conventionally grown produce, it's more sustainable to shop at a farmer's market than a grocery store because you're choosing to purchase seasonal produce that's grown by a local farmer. In addition to being the more sustainable option, I've found that produce from the farmer's market is often similarly priced to produce from the grocery store. One aspect of farmers markets that can often overwhelm consumers is that there are multiple farmers selling organic and conventional produce at each market. To select between vendors, I suggest to look for the location of the farm, try and choose the more local farm, and also look for the price of the produce. Different farms might be selling the same produce at different prices. If you want produce from a local farm but don't want to have to go to a farmer's market every weekend, try signing up for a farm's CSA Box. Community-supported agriculture, also referred to as CSA, is another great way to support local farms. Farms that offer a CSA program allow customers to purchase boxes of produce from the farm every week. Some farms offer customizable boxes so that customers can pick and choose the veggies that they want in the box, while other farms do not. If your farm doesn't offer a customizable CSA, it'll definitely make you more creative in the kitchen. And of course, you can always get your produce from a local supermarket. However, I do encourage you to be a more conscious supermarket shopper. Supermarkets carry produce from all over the world. If possible, try and purchase produce that is both grown seasonally and locally. All of the produce in the store should have a label that indicates where it was grown. I recognize that there are so many options when it comes to what food to eat and where to source that food from. It can be overwhelming, I know. But I hope that the information in this video is more liberating than intimidating. Whatever decisions you choose to make, you're making those decisions as a more conscious consumer. In this way, you have a better sense of the benefits and implications of your decisions. Whether you're choosing to limit your processed food consumption, purchase more organic fruits and vegetables, or shop at a local farmer's market, you are becoming more involved in our food system and are taking the steps towards becoming a more sustainable consumer. So thank you.